Hello and welcome to Cultural Apologists React for today, September 11th, 2024. This is an AI-generated podcast and can make mistakes. Use it for generating possible ideas, but don't rely on it as an authoritative guide to the day's news or to the details of cultural apologetics. The debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump highlighted starkly different visions for America's future, with Harris emphasizing a progressive opportunity economy and Trump advocating for a return to his previous policies, including strong borders and economic growth through deregulation. The two candidates disagreed on key issues such as abortion rights, immigration, foreign policy, healthcare, climate change, and race relations, with each accusing the other of misleading the public and undermining the country's future. Harris focused on investing in middle-class families, small businesses, and clean energy, while Trump criticized the current administration for high inflation, economic decline, and failure to address national security threats. So how might we think about this story from the standpoint of cultural apologetics? The debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump serves as a microcosm for the deeper cultural conflict that is unfolding in America today. Beneath the surface-level policy disagreements lies a profound struggle over the very meaning and purpose of American society, with each candidate representing a fundamentally different vision for what it means to be human. According to Schaeffer, this dichotomy is not merely a matter of left versus right or liberal versus conservative, but rather represents two divergent worldviews that are rooted in distinct philosophical and theological assumptions. Schaeffer, a Christian manifesto. The opportunity economy, championed by Kamala Harris, is predicated on the idea that human flourishing is best achieved through the expansion of individual rights and freedoms, coupled with a robust social safety net and a commitment to addressing systemic injustices. This vision is rooted in a liberal humanist anthropology that sees humanity as inherently good and capable of self-improvement through education, science, and technology. Schaeffer, a Christian manifesto. In contrast, the policies advocated by Donald Trump reflect a more traditional understanding of American exceptionalism, where individual liberty and economic growth are seen as the primary drivers of human progress. However, what is often overlooked in these debates is the fact that both visions rely on a fundamentally flawed assumption about the nature of human beings. Schaeffer would argue that this assumption is rooted in a secularist worldview that seeks to replace God with human reason and science. Schaeffer, a Christian manifesto. The result is a society that values individual autonomy above all else, while neglecting the inherent brokenness and sinfulness of humanity. This is precisely where the radicalism-compromise dichotomy comes into play. Schaeffer argues that true radicalism lies not in attempting to impose one's own values or ideologies on others, but rather in seeking to understand and expose the underlying contradictions and inconsistencies within each worldview. Schaeffer, a Christian manifesto. In this sense, the debate between Harris and Trump represents a classic example of compromise, where both candidates are more interested in defending their respective worldviews than engaging in genuine dialogue or seeking common ground. The implications of this dichotomy extend far beyond the realm of policy debates. As Schaeffer notes, the ultimate compromise is to shun the ultimate. Schaeffer, a Christian manifesto. In other words, when we prioritize our own interests and ideologies above all else, we inevitably succumb to a kind of moral and intellectual mediocrity that stifles genuine progress and understanding. In light of this analysis, it becomes clear that the debate between Harris and Trump represents not simply a policy disagreement, but rather a fundamental clash of worldviews that speaks to the very heart of what it means to be human. By recognizing the deeper cultural tensions at play in these debates, we may yet discover new opportunities for genuine dialogue and understanding, one that is rooted in a shared recognition of our common humanity and our need for redemption. Ultimately, this debate serves as a reminder that true wisdom lies not in attempting to impose one's own vision on others, but rather in seeking to understand the deeper currents and inconsistencies within each worldview. As Schaeffer would say, the task of the apologist is twofold. She should pay careful attention to what our literary culture reveals about the desires and conceptualities of our time. Schaeffer, how should we then live? By engaging in this kind of thoughtful analysis, we may yet discover new ways forward, ones that are grounded in a profound appreciation for the complexities and nuances of human existence. Thank you for listening to today's episode of Cultural Apologists React. Be sure to come back tomorrow for a new take on the day's news from the standpoint of Christian cultural apologetics.